And welcome back. Well, here on the show, we'd like to feature the organization known as the Alliance for the Future of Agriculture in Nebraska, or AFAN. AFAN is connecting us today with a dairy industry expert.
Yeah, and it's good timing given the fact that June is Dairy Month. So joining us now with more is Rod Johnson with the Midwest Dairy Association. Nice to see you today, Rod.
Glad to be with you again.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah. Well, you're going to talk about how milk is local. So what do you mean by that?
Well, today we're very concerned about where our food comes from, and we want local products, and we just want people to know that milk is a local product. There is milk produced in all 50 states. Anywhere in your viewing territory, there's probably a dairy within 50 to 100 miles of the location. And as we'll see here in a little bit in a video that we're going to show with you, it takes about 48 hours from the time the milk leaves the cow till it's in the store. So it's a very local product, very fresh, and moves very quickly.
It really is interesting, and of course milk is local. We're seeing that graphic there, and we do have that video that we were going to show, and it just shows how quickly, here it is, Rod, maybe you can talk about it, how quickly it goes from the farm to the table.
You bet. You know, every morning the dairy farmers get up and go out to the barns and start feeding their animals. They move into the milking parlor, and the cows come through, and it takes about 7 minutes to milk a cow after she's been thoroughly cleaned. And the milk goes directly into a cooling tank where it's loaded onto a truck and heads off to the farm, or from the farm to the processing plant, where it's tested numerous times to make sure it's pure and wholesome. It's bottled, and it goes directly back to the stores, and it's kept cool, and it's just a product that we're very proud of, and we're glad to get it to the consumer in a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Rod, too, how are we helping our local dairy producers here in our state?
Well, we have a lot of, through the Midwest Dairy Association checkoff program, we have a lot of programs going on promoting the aspects of the dairy products. I know last week you had Karen on from representing the programs that work in the schools, mm-hmm. with the Fuel Up to Play 60 program, helping people in the schools understand the value of dairy products and keep the 3 dairy products a day in their diet. Mm-hmm. So this is a very good program, and we're moving a lot of efforts forward to make sure that consumers understand that it is a very wholesome and safe product.
Yeah, it really is important too, and I'm guessing that's part of the mission you have, is to get that message out that milk is local, wholesome. You know, a lot of pain is taken to make sure that it's safe for the consumer. Are these some of the messages that you work on every day to try to get out there?
You bet. The consumer doesn't realize the effort that goes in on the dairy farm to make sure that the product is good and safe. And all the dairy farms, regardless of size, follow the same procedures to make sure that the milk is safe. It's tested to make sure that there is no bacteria or any problem with the milk, and that they never have a product that is unsafe that reaches them at the store level.
And I think it's nice too in a state like ours to support these local dairies, you know, to have the milk that's so close by.
You bet. We have about 170 dairies in Nebraska, and like I said, they're scattered around the state. They produce about $300 million worth of farm sales every year, so they are an economic driver in the rural communities as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, good to know. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Rod.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate that very much.